Coming weather, work week, humidity, heat, and Elsa rains may be headed our way in the mid-Atlantic as well. Let's first highlight the humidity that is going to be pervasive all of this shortened work week, but still Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday look pretty darn humid. Muggy dew points at least 65, 70, maybe even 75, approaching kind of that oppressive level where you can sometimes find it heavy to take a breath in the air. It could come up this week, and you'll notice the emoji on Tuesday and Wednesday. We could see a heat advisory hoisted by the National Weather Service for apparent temperature, heat index, how it might feel to our skin, to our bodies when you combine the heat with the air temperature and the humidity with the moisture in the air. It could feel like near 105 at times this week. So for the latest, go to CWG.news/latest, where we cover all of the details for your forecast here in the Mid-Atlantic and the DC area for the work week. Even through the weekend, we give you a general idea of what may occur through next upcoming weekend as well. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGain.com. You can go to the blog anytime you need us, or to any of our social media pages. Here are our three main ones, to which I am simulcasting tonight. Please let me know your questions and comments. Laura, Peter, and John, thank you so much for tuning in. We're on Twitter at Capital Weather, YouTube, and Facebook for Capital Weather as well. I'm Camden Walker. Thank you all so much for tuning in. So again, highlighting the dew points this week, we're going to be at least 65, if not approaching 75, sultry, oppressive levels for this upcoming work week. So please take it easy. We have easily some heat index values, some apparent temperatures when combining the heat with the humidity, approaching 100 degrees, maybe even 105. Wednesday could be our hottest, steamiest day this week. So please take it easy and remember some of these heat safety measures. So limit your outdoor activities in the peak of the daytime heating if you can, especially tomorrow and Wednesday. Nice 4th, Laura. Thank you so much. I'm glad it didn't rain as well. Peter, hello. John, hello. And David, hello. Eleanor, any severe weather threat this week? Perhaps Thursday, Friday. We'll keep a wary, small eye on things. But as it stands now, not a high chance or a widespread chance for severe weather. Perhaps tomorrow, northwest of town, up near the Mason-Dixon line, the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, we could see a couple severe weather storms pop, but overall, it's a fairly limited rain chance in the DC area, the Mid-Atlantic, kind of south of the Mason-Dixon line for Tuesday and Wednesday. Can't rule out a shower or storm, but our higher rain chances are looking like Thursday and Friday this work week. So keep that in mind. Here's Tuesday evening's map. You can see Elsa is making landfall there in Florida to the south of our region in the Mid-Atlantic. And then we pop over to Wednesday, 24 hours later, and it is Elsa making a more northerly track toward us slowly but surely, headed up the coast toward the Carolinas. By this point on Wednesday evening, it should be kind of hugging the coast along the Carolinas. For us in the Mid-Atlantic, it is not a wind threat, but hopefully a few spots should see some beneficial rains, but it doesn't look like a ton of rain for us, but it should elevate our rain chances on Thursday. And behind Elsa, even on Friday, we have some elevated rain chances, though not directly associated with Elsa. So for the latest, go to CWG.news/Elsa. Macapucci wrote a great summary of everything we are looking at along the east coast of the United States. It is moving slowly but surely toward Florida over the next 24 hours. So we'll keep you posted at CapitalWeatherGain.com. I'm Camden Walker. Thank you so much for tuning in for a holiday edition of these Q&As, these live Q&A chats. I'll talk to you in 6 days next Sunday, but of course, with it being a federally observed holiday here, July 4th, July 5th, I love these Monday holiday chats with you occasionally during the year. All right, so we've got Maureen in North Carolina this week. Do keep an eye on things, Maureen, as we were talking about a second ago. By Wednesday evening, the remnants of Elsa, probably a weak tropical storm or a tropical depression, will be heading through the coastal areas of the Carolinas. So please do keep an eye on things and follow local advisories and authorities, whatever they may advise. I'm sure it can depend on which county is taking which precautions in North Carolina this week. But nothing too severe or too widespread, but please heed the local authorities. Stephanie, loving the heat, hated the gypsy moth caterpillars, but you're glad there in Ontario you've got lots of rain and storms and loving it for the grass and plants. Excellent, Stephanie, that's great. And 7 mile run, Bob, for training on Wednesday. Please take it easy. Do that run nice and early. We are talking about how to stay safe in the heat, and running in the middle of the day, not recommended, but of course wear light color clothing. I'm trying to demonstrate that with my white colored Capital Weather. Breathable clothing, and this polo shirt is another good example. Short sleeves, just drink plenty of water, use that ice water, hydrate mindfully, carefully, not to flush your electrolytes, even electrolyte water, or there's Pedialyte, there's Gatorade, those types of things. So wear sunscreen, lightweight clothing, plenty of water, limit those outdoor activities, find some shade, and do things very early or very late in the day if you can. We could see some heat index, apparent temperature, real feel values on even tomorrow above 100 degrees, but Wednesday could be our hottest day of this week when combining the air temperature with these muggy, high, humid dew points near 75 perhaps. Kind of oppressive. We could see heat index values near 105 this week, so please stay safe, keep that in mind. At least 100 degrees seems plausible for heat index level apparent temperature when you combine heat and humidity on Wednesday. Likely our hottest day of the week. Heat advisory is possible if this forecast kind of continues to trend upward as it has been toward heat index values near or around 105 on Wednesday. Barbara, thanks for tuning in from YouTube. It doesn't look well for the oppressive humidity. Yes, indeed. It is going to be at least 65 degree dew point this week, humid all week, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see above 75 degrees later this week. So that could be oppressive, sultry, and somewhat unbearable, and a little heavy air, hard to breathe at times. So please take it easy if you were outside for a long period. Alex, you love the heat and humidity. I love seeing you every week from YouTube. Kareem, impacts from Elsa, not wind but rain later this week in the mid-Atlantic. Thursday is our target. Here is Tuesday. You can see Elsa making landfall in Florida, and then we go to Wednesday. On Wednesday evening, Elsa's core is heading up the Carolina coast, and you can see we could be a little bit dry on Wednesday around the mid-Atlantic and DC area, but for the latest on Elsa, go to CWG.news/Elsa, and rains are expected on Thursday. Decent chance we could see some beneficial rains for some spots in the mid-Atlantic and the DC area, but again, not a wind threat. And here in the dark green, only a 5% chance or so of seeing tropical storm force winds east of I-95 in the mid-Atlantic. So that is some good news. No wind damage expected, but it will increase our mugginess and our rain chances Thursday. And even behind Elsa, we see elevated rain chances possible on Friday as well. Not to say that we could not potentially see some showers and storms on tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but limited chances. Unless you are northwest of town, that is where the highest chance for rain is, at least tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Alex is not going to complain about the heat. You stay cool as well, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. And you want another strong cold front with dew points in the 40s or 50s, that would be great. I will have to reserve that for maybe August. I am sorry to say for cooler weather lovers. Sorry, Alex, I know you like the heat and humidity, but looking ahead at the temperatures for even next work week, our average high temperature is now 90 degrees in the mid-Atlantic and the Washington, D.C. area. So seeing a decent chance of being above average. Our high temperatures could be well into the 90s next work week as well. And even peeking ahead to Sunday, at or above average temperatures expected later this weekend. Saturday could be dry, potentially. Sunday, we could see humidity surge a little bit more, pressures fall, and showers and storms develop again on Sunday with these expected high temperatures. Give or take a few degrees as we get closer, our confidence will grow in the forecast when looking out about 6 days, so keep that in mind. All right, I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're talking about the humid week ahead. Really hot and steamy on Tuesday and Wednesday. Potential heat advisory one or both of those days if heat index values, the real feel apparent temperature gets near 105, which is possible when combining the air temperature with the humidity. Muggy dew points possibly above 70, near 75 degrees this week. So keep that in mind. For the latest forecast on CapitalWeatherGang.com, you can go directly to CWG.news/latest. All right, so air quality this week. Rodney, that is a great question. I do not think I loaded my graphic that I wanted to for the animation. Let me see if I can do that really quick. Let's check really quick. We do have, though, slightly reduced suboptimal air quality this week, and it doesn't look like I have access to that like I wanted to. But yes, fires from Canada and from the western US will lower air quality this week. And you even saw today kind of that hazy look to the sky, milky yellow orange, not quite cloudy, and that was reduced air quality from smoke moving into the mid-Atlantic and our DC region from Canadian wildfires and the western wildfires in the western United States. So I foresee a week, even through Thursday, it looked like when I looked at the smoke weather modeling system, the HRRR, it was showing that smoke could be in our region through about Thursday. So keep that in mind. We could see slightly impacted suboptimal air quality through Thursday, at least. All right, so great question, Rodney. And Deborah, thanks so much for tuning in. Alex is looking forward to the heat. And let's see, you stay cool, Michael. And David, yep, 97, 95, 98, possible Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. Heat index values, when combining the heat with the humidity, we could feel like 100, 105. Tuesday, maybe Wednesday is our hottest day of the week when we could see a heat advisory for heat index levels at 105. It could feel like 105 to our body because our skin won't be able to naturally cool itself with the sweat you can see forming on me. It won't be able to evaporate from our skin, which is the way our skin cools itself through natural evaporative cooling of our sweat. So if the sweat just gathers and starts pasting us like it might tomorrow and especially Wednesday, our body is going to be under some greater heat stress, and that's why we like to focus on the heat index levels. 105 meaning you need to take it easy as if it was 105, and even if it were a drier heat when the air temperature would be 105. So 97 is kind of augmented. It's made worse by the DC humidity, the mid-Atlantic humidity later this week. It could feel like to our bodies, to our skin, unable to cool itself, closer to 105 at times. All right, so David, 100 degrees for the thermometer this week, I think is out of reach thanks to these higher dew points. Kind of the higher moisture is interesting because it keeps the sun's energy focused on heating up the water vapor in our air rather than the air molecules in the air. Those are actually heated up second. So the more water vapor, the more the distracted sun's energy can be instead of heating up the air directly, and the air temperature's like skyrocketing. The sun's energy first goes into heating up the water molecules, the water vapor molecules in our air this week. So with a dew point near 75 at times later this week, sultry, oppressive, could be a little heavy to breathe, heavy air, a little bit unbearable. The good news is that kind of keeps a lid on our air temperature. So I do think 100 is out of reach for tomorrow and Wednesday. All right, yep. So yeah, Alex does not want the polar vortex. Come back, please enjoy this. And yep, it's been since 2016, Alex. Excellent. We have not seen 100 degrees in DC since 2016. July is still fairly young, so don't write that possibility off. If that is a good thing for you, it is still possible later this month. And you probably saw my map where we are looking ahead to even next work week when our average high temperature is now rapidly approaching the 90-degree mark. Seeing this moderate level of orange, that indicates a moderate above average chance. A moderate chance for above average temperatures next work week. So a decent chance we're well into the 90s next work week in the Northeast United States. We're looking at that. The A means above average there on the map, and the moderate orange color is kind of the darker orange, means a moderate probability of above average temperatures. And then there in Texas, that B means below average temperatures, and the darker the blue, the greater the probability of below average temperatures there in Texas. So they have a decent chance of being below their local average high temperatures for next week there in Texas. And yep, even later this weekend with rain chances potentially holding off Saturday, but here on Sunday, rain chances could return. It could be muggy again and temperatures at or above 90 degrees. So I just wanted to offer that the weekend. Can't rule out it being muggy and still pretty warm for this time of year, about average. There's 90 degrees nowadays. Thank you to climate change adding another degree onto our hottest, warmest high temperature here in July. But we do see rain chances returning with this heat and humidity here on Sunday. Just pictured, I want to give you a preview of some of the details coming up for this weekend. All right, latest forecast is available at CWG.news/latest. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. It's a humid week ahead. We're talking about the heat being most steamy and most oppressive tomorrow and Wednesday. And rain chances associated with the remnants of Elsa come in on Thursday. And we'll touch on the details of Elsa in just a moment. And rain chances remain a little bit elevated on Friday. We could stay dry on Saturday, but can't rule out a stray shower or storm. Even tomorrow, especially north and northwest of town, up near the Mason-Dixon line, the Pennsylvania border with Maryland. All right, I'm Cameron Walker. Thanks for tuning in for this holiday edition of our weekly chat. Next Sunday, we'll resume our weekly Sunday sunset chat Q&As. So appreciate you tuning in on a federally observed holiday for July 4th, observed here on July 5th. Yep, we've got an upper level low pressure system there, Alex, in Texas, causing lower than average temperatures there in Texas, potentially next work week. And when does the average temperature usually start to go down this time of year, David? That is a great question. Typically, the third and especially the fourth week of July, there is a hint, just a slight downtick in our high temperatures. I would say about July 25th or so is when we kind of stop the hottest of the warmest of the average high temperatures here in the DC Mid-Atlantic area. So we'll round the corner together later in July. But it's a slow cool down. It doesn't really take hold. Our average high temperatures don't really go down until about mid-August, more noticeably. So keep that in mind. Oh, and I have this dew points in the 70s, Caroline. I agree. It's miserable. We could even see dew points near 75 later this week, making it very sultry, very oppressive. And let me see if I can find this chart of the most miserable time of year in the DC area. I kind of like this chart. You'll see how July is one of the most uncomfortable times, and even into early August there in the oranges, with the hourly dew points at or above a threshold of 65 degrees, which is definitely not very comfortable. I would love to see even if the dew point threshold could be raised up to 70. I'm sure that would be focused on July and maybe a couple days of August as well. But the least comfort is in the oranges there, and even the yellows are time of the year when the probability of seeing a 65 degree or higher dew point is still sizable, and so you can expect it to generally in DC and the Mid-Atlantic to not be very comfortable. But look at that, by September the greens and blues return, and we kind of start trending below the 65 degree dew point threshold. So much better. We can get moist but not completely sticky, unpleasant, muggy, or gross when you get those dew points below 65 degrees. Let's see, we've got Stephanie taking kids to the beaches, splash pads. That's great. I love popsicles and sunscreen. That is most excellent. I'm so happy that you are doing that. And I'll remind everyone in just a second to keep splashing on that sunscreen this time of year. Slip, slop, wrap. Make sure you're protecting your skin. And it's important to use sunscreen, especially 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. It's still the strongest sun of the year. It's the highest in the sky, and for the longest, most intense sun of the year this time of year. So please keep that in mind. And yep, dew points are going to be miserable this week. And for heat safety, please remember, find shade if you must work outdoors. Do things early and late if they're very strenuous. Yep, wear that sunscreen that we just talked about. Light color clothing like this white shirt of Capital Weather, and it's breathable. It's a breathable short sleeve polo, so keep that in mind. Your skin can breathe a little bit better that way. And hydrate carefully. Don't flush all your electrolytes and sodium out of your system, so consider electrolyte water or Pedialyte thereabouts. And again, find air conditioning if you can. Heat index values on Tuesday and maybe especially Wednesday could get above 100 degrees near 105, which is heat advisory criteria threshold. So we're going to keep that in mind just to stay a little heat aware this week as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, where dew points are high, temperatures are high as well. You combine the heat with the humidity, and our heat index could be easily 100, maybe even 105 later this week. So we're talking about a little bit of mindful heat safety this week as well. Models, Davis, you're thinking you might think the Elsa could be a little bit closer. So far, I don't completely agree with you. The probabilities are still pretty low as Elsa moves up the coast. And of course, you can go for the latest at CWG.news/Elsa, for latest on capitalweathergang.com. But the probabilities of Elsa, even if we dragged it a little bit further toward the west of I-95 in our area, only a 5% chance of seeing even maybe a gust above 39 knots, which is tropical storm force winds. It's good for our region to see a little bit of rain, which we do want. Let's look at that really quick. The forecast for the upcoming week. Yes, Elsa generally takes some rain off the coast. It does kind of turn away from us. Virginia Beach gets a good amount, but you can see kind of a stripe of drier weather potentially between DC and Harrisonburg and Roanoke. So Elsa's rains, while helpful, may not dump on us quite as much as some of gardeners and farmers might want this time of year, with evapotranspiration being very high. We need to keep watering and be very mindful of that. All right, Alex is going to find a pool to keep cool. Yep, we must take climate change seriously, Alex, indeed. Dingo, thanks for tuning in. Elsa will be a rain producer for us later this week, and I love that you are tuning in from Twitter and Periscope. So keep in mind, let's first just show you the forecast as I am about to sign off. Go to CWG.news/latest. It is hot and humid on Tuesday, Wednesday, humid the entire week, but the most heat and oppressive heat concern is on Tuesday and Wednesday. Elsa, as remnants of Tropical Storm Elsa, brings us elevated rain chances on Thursday, and even behind Elsa on Friday, we still have a decent rain chance as well. Christiel, thank you for tuning in. I'll check that link later. And yep, rain is coming later this week. Lisa, day by day, rain chances are increasing more and more as we go throughout the work week. Martha, thanks for tuning in. You're most welcome. And David, go to CWG.news/hats. I believe the link is there at CWG.news/hat. We do have, I think, winter hats for sale for Capital Weather Gang. Dingo, thanks again for tuning in from Twitter and Periscope. And Justin wants cooler weather. He's talking about September tomorrow. I'm sorry, it is not coming. And dew points near 80. Alex, I don't see that in the forecast. And Barb, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And Martha as well. All right, anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. I'll see you for our weekly Sunday sunset chats. Next Sunday, I'm Camden Walker signing off. Stay cool this week. It is humid and very hot and oppressive, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. So take it easy, drink that water mindfully, and find air conditioning as often as you can.